York City, one of the busiest seaports in the world. And for the merchant seamen who man the more than 12,000 vessels that enter New York Harbor each year, this is the hub of the seafaring world. For most seamen, a lonely voyage ends when the ship docks. They leave their ship and they head for home. But for some seamen, those who've lost touch with everyone, the loneliness is just beginning. Which brings me to this letter from Mr. Don Worley of Garden City, New York. Dear Jack, I was intrigued by an article in a New York paper which described the activities of Mrs. Shirley Wessel, a most unusual woman who, as head of the Bureau of Missing Seamen, tracks down over 400 missing sailors each year, men who've purposely or accidentally lost themselves somewhere within the busy shipping industry. How a single woman can do so much to uncover the identity and the whereabouts of these men is beyond me. Well, Mr. Worley, we'd like you to drop in with us to that building right over there and meet Mrs. Wessel and hear more about her efforts to help the men of our merchant marine.
Jack, this is the Seamen's Church Institute, home of the Bureau of Missing Seamen. And here in this office overlooking the harbor, my day begins. My first chore is the morning mail. Now take this letter, for example. It's signed by a woman we'll call Mrs. Anthony X. She and her merchant seaman husband parted several years ago due to marital difficulties. Now she feels both are ready for reconciliation. His whereabouts are unknown. The only clue she can give us is an old snapshot. Can we help her find him? Well, the first step is our file room where we search for any previous information on the man. I should mention here that the Bureau is run for the benefit of the seamen themselves. No one is found who does not want to be found, nor do we accept the case of a man wanted by the law. Now, in the case of Anthony X, the files failed to turn up any information. The next step is to place the name of Anthony X on the Missing Seaman Bulletin, a list of several hundred names which is circulated worldwide wherever seamen gather. It goes up on bulletin boards in union halls, in consulates and hiring agencies, on ships. Anywhere you find seamen, you'll find our bulletin. But it takes time for the list to circulate. In the meantime, I talk with old friends, well-traveled sailors who drop in for a friendly chat. I mention the names of men I'm looking for because there's a remote possibility they shipped out together. Then, too, I guess you could say I use all the search techniques of a regular detective agency. I make the rounds of hiring halls, social agencies, and credit unions, hoping to find just a single clue. Even hospitals and favorite waterfront hangouts provide a lead now and then. When a person's happiness is at stake, nothing can be overlooked. In a job like this, you're also a mother, a father, or a family counselor, depending on the situation. Mrs. X has come to see me terribly upset over our lack of success. It's my job to convince her we'll find her man, if he wants to be found. Most of the time, all it takes to handle the relatives is a good cup of coffee. Sooner or later, the break comes. A seaman just in from sea spots the name on the Institute bulletin board. Sure, Anthony X had been a shipmate of his, working a vessel belonging to a certain shipping line. A call to the company confirms the information. In fact, our man is due in New York any moment now on one of the Luckenbach fleet. I can't say the rest is easy. Actually, it's up to the individuals involved. All I can do is approach the subject of our search and hope for the best. Like 11,000 others dating back to World War I, the Bureau of Missing Seamen has found Anthony X. While his wife waits in the shadows, I set up the means for his return from the lonely world of a missing merchant mariner. But I cannot invade his privacy. The final choice is his.
Down there on the dock, you'll see your wife waiting for you.
My wife?
100 moments a year like this that convince me I've got the most rewarding job in the world.